Je za blic tretman. Ostava zimnicom majčin znoj, sredaj vara ljubav, nežni boj. U ostavi je zbilja uvek gala, pri izlasku se u tačne vraćaju ruž i ogleda. Ajmo u šetnju, to davno beše, sad se uz mig kakujni problemi reše. Procveta tako cvet ljubavi, a često i to sa novim partnerom cvetanje se i ponovi. Društvo je shvatilo da kujna i kupatilo pružaju mogućnosti za ljubav i za nežnosti. Stog hajmo u kupatilo na miru da se ljubimo. Emancipovan ili pijan sam, sve jedno je za blic tretman. Društvo je shvatilo da kujna i kupatilo pružaju mogućnosti za ljubav i za nežnosti. So hajmo u kupatilo na miru da se ljubimo. Emancipovan ili pijan sam, sve jedno je za blic tretman. Društvo je shvatilo da kujna i kupatilo pružaju mogućnosti za ljubav i za nežnosti. So hajmo u kupatilo na miru da se ljubimo. Emancipovan ili pijan sam.
Завтрак, пожалуйста.
Alright, we should be ready to go. Good day everyone. Hello. Decided to boot up a completely random stream. In English, we haven't had this one in a while. Been mostly streaming in Russian. Basically this is, as I've already said, completely random. I just took a shower and considered this a nice reason to actually stream with a webcam. For once I look like a person, at least for some time. Let me see if I see receiver doesn't want to sound in my headphones. Instead it uses my monitor. So first of all I will have to settle down some technical issues. I should have done that before the stream, of course, but I forgot. Also, it seems like receiver won't record. OBS won't capture my receiver. How do we fix this? Hold on. Let's try adding a new source. Window capture. Oh, it doesn't even recognize receiver. This can be right. It only shows Steam. This can be happening. Hold on. We're off to a great start here. In the meantime, I guess I will try to explain what I want to achieve with this stream. So I've been playing this game for a long time now, for many years actually. Receiver and Receiver 2. I think this is a wonderful sequel, but it needs a great deal of patience, honestly. Let's just try going window, maybe. Full screen window. Hopefully that will fix it. Let's see. Anyways, yes, the game requires a lot of I won't say, well, caution, pretty much. Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of trying to see if it runs alright on the stream, so I constantly lose my thought. Yeah, anyways, I'm a rather flaming person, right? I'm a little hard-headed when it comes to video games, so I've had a lot of troubles beating this game. I decided if I boot up a stream and remain on a camera right in front of people, in front of viewers, this will kind of calm me down and get me into a certain vibe in which we can actually beat this game, finally, for once. Okay, and it actually, yes, it works greatly. So from what I can gather, it still won't capture. OBS still won't pick up. Oh, maybe because I have this option on. Silly me. Anyways, now it should work, right? We'll see in a moment. Anyways, explaining this game will probably take a lot of time, and I still won't be able to clearly outline what this game is trying to achieve. But in a few words, I like to consider this therapy, psychotherapy with guns, pretty much. So it features a pretty realistic, by my standards, representation of various handguns. It has a pretty complex reloading process, so you have separate buttons for ejecting magazine, there is a different button for putting it back in. You also reg the slide, the slide with the different button, so you kind of have to keep all those in mind. And for a fast reload you need to practice a lot, kind of like in real life, right? The premise of the game is pretty simple. You go around and you have to collect a certain amount of tapes to proceed onto the next stage, which will be a little bit harder. And you will then need to collect another set of tapes to progress further, and so on until you reach the 5th stage, which I haven't been able to beat. I've been on the 5th stage once, but every time you die you get sent back one stage back. So again, as I wasn't too careful, my success wasn't very consistent and I was constantly backtracking, and eventually I gave up. Recently the game has had a wonderful update called the Compound. It's pretty much a firing range that lets you play with guns and kind of compete with yourself, trying to set your highest score. It values precision, speed, and gun mastery pretty much. So it's a nice challenge mode, I would say. And after playing it, I've decided that I really want to actually beat the game itself, which I haven't been able to do. So mostly your enemies are mechanical turrets and drones. These are the tapes that we need to collect.
If you pull the trigger and it goes click when it should...
I apologize, I'll make it a little bit louder so we can all hear it.
go bang, you might have a failure to feed malfunction. The magazine failed to feed the next round into the chamber. To solve this problem, you need to smack the magazine to make sure it's firmly in place and the rounds are oriented correctly. Then rack the slide and bang, shoot the target. Tap, rack, bang. We brush our teeth twice a day, but we don't do anything to clean our minds. Are our teeth more important than our minds? Unless you take active measures to resolve it, the threat will continue tainting and twisting your mind to suit its purpose. To survive the mind kill, you must intentionally train your focus, your compassion, your motivation, or it will atrophy and die.
So pretty much all you have to do in this game is be careful. So it's pretty slow actually, so I don't think it will make for a good viewing experience. There is not much going on, and there is not much I can comment on. Again, I made this stream mostly for myself, to kind of have some sort of company, a semblance of company. Maybe I can talk to myself and pretend I'm not going insane or anything. This is the only way pretty much, right? The blood is actually pretty nice as well, so it has this kind of a creepypasta vibe that makes everything seem plausible to exist in our reality. So what happens in the game could as well be happening in our world. So there is a so-called threat, this insidious force that pretty much does all the bad things in our world to kind of corrupt us and make us weak mentally, as you may have heard from the tapes already. And receivers, these people that train to let's say counteract on these threats actions, they kind of exercise mental balance, mental will, right, mental force, all that good stuff. And the centerpiece of it are guns. So the game really makes you believe that mastering the guns will make you a more aware person, right? And I mean, you can't really... We'll stop here for a while so I can finish my thought. What was my thought? I forgot. So exercising good, let's say, firearm handling, right? To handle a firearm correctly and to be aware of it, or to be aware of your surroundings, let's say, right? Is something that constitutes a strong will, let's say. So you can have all kinds of negligent discharges in this game. Did I hit it? No, I did not. That was a bad shot. So I really like how the shooting in this game is made. I have no idea where I'm hitting that turret at. It's still going strong. That's for sure. No. Yeah. So this was what I was talking about. You have to kind of exercise patience and awareness, and be just careful all around. And yeah, there you go. Whenever you die, you get sent one rank back. We have a few guns that you start off randomly. You're given one randomly. I kind of like Desert Eagle because it packs a lot of punch, obviously, as you would expect it to. But there are more, might say, universal guns with the higher capacity, with less recoil. I mean, you get what I mean. And there is pretty much that. Again, I hope to finally get in that vibe to actually pass the game, because so far I've had no success. I mean, again, there are 5 levels, each level has 3 to 5 tapes, and the gameplay is quite, let's say, monotonous, right? And eventually you get kind of bored, you start making mistakes, you let your guard down, and this is where you die and get sent back, and you do it all over again. So kind of sucks and makes it difficult. You can't play too much in one go, because, as I've already said, the gameplay kind of blends in with itself, and after some time isn't really fun. I mean, you only have pretty much 2 types of enemies here. Mechanical turrets and drones, which can electrocute you. I heard the tape that was around. Yeah.
Many people believe that the brain is the seat of consciousness, yet
So,
important
not a lot of
thoughts and
variety.
feelings are carried out in ganglia, clusters of neurons found throughout the body. The mind stretches within the body and controls it. Conditions in the body reflect the mind, and damage to the body is damage to the mind as well.
I think the game would really benefit from more proactive enemies, because, again, as I've already said, for example, reloading is a big part, because we have to pull out a magazine, put it back, or maybe throw to the ground, drop it, and maybe wreck the slide if you need to chamber a new round. But the enemies here are so passive, you always have plenty of time to do all of this, and there is never really, they can't really pressure you, as you can see from here, for example. You kind of have all the time to line up a shot and stuff like that. So making it a bit faster paced, I think, would be nice. But then again, this is still a very huge step up from the first part of Receiver, which was made for a game jam some years ago. It was a very simple concept, but it still
While
had...
some concepts are useful, others are the exact opposite. These terminating thoughts take complex and useful ideas and turn them into a simplistic cliche that is as incorrect as it is useless. The appeal of these thoughts is that they give a false feeling of certainty and authority. But they block true mental development. The functional mind questions and observes. It looks inward at the form of ideas applied in the mind as well as outward in the world. It views uncertainty as the twin.
Is it me or the frame rate is actually terrible? I mean, it's fine on my screen, but let's try lowering the settings a little bit. Too good, maybe, so maybe it will be
Sibling
smoother.
of curiosity.
We'll see.
The dead mind is constructed of terminating thoughts. There is no room for feelings beyond a thin, fragile mockery of self-satisfaction. Personality is replaced with rote, checkbox-ticking behavior and reactivity. Human interaction becomes a grotesque parody, where anything that doesn't fall neatly into a simplistic taxonomy of behavior gets ignored or assaulted. This causes a person to become less and less, until ultimately they vanish.
I see we mostly have our Russian viewers today. I mean, I'm glad to see them, of course. But this was supposed to be an English stream, I have to say. I assume all the Americans are still asleep, and Europeans probably say have some more urgent business to attend to. There should be... oh, there it is.
This building, this place, it doesn't make much sense. Like, while I know this isn't the same room as before, it still feels familiar. It's more like a fictional place than the real world. It's like someone made copies of copies and lost the original intent of all the objects long ago.
So the tapes are quite interesting to listen to. As I've already said, they kind of talk about mental purity, right? Mental awareness, impure thoughts, as you may have heard already.
You have seen the signs around you.
And
The
generally
gradual
they
creeping,
explain the lore pretty much.
decay, and you have realized that something is wrong with the media and the people around you. You know it's different. This is why you are ready to become a receiver. You have been issued a series of audio cassette tapes that are part of our system for advancing insight. By continually listening to these tapes, you will drown out and eventually counteract the negative influences from your environment. Once you have absorbed these tapes, you will have taken the first step towards awakening your true self. The media is a threat. We have a technique to help. We use tapes as part of this technique.
Once you get 5 tapes, you can just
You
chill.
must listen
Jesus,
to them
the frames
to
are really
advance.
dropping in the game. On the stream.
When performing at a peak
see everything pretty
condition,
smooth.
often the deciding factor is mental state. Ideas have a form and a weight. When you become dedicated to an idea, it takes on a new dimension.
Maybe we
It
could actually
becomes
try cards,
denser,
because
tougher to
obviously
move,
this is not looking
intractable.
good. This is not looking good, very great.
This tenacious stubbornness is required to become a receiver.
This is probably because of the windowed mode, right? That would explain the problems with actually recording everything smoothly. So yeah, every 5 tapes, or it again goes from 3 to 5, you level up and you get pretty much into the same environments, but they're a little bit more challenging. And again, the way the guns are modeled and made right into the gameplay is just great, I think. Yeah, but this is not looking good. I don't really want to torture anyone with this kind of stuff, so I guess we'll have to change the game in a moment here to something maybe a little smoother. Sorry for letting anyone down with this one, but this is obviously not looking very great on the stream. I haven't actually played cards in a while. Stream Ghost Runner. I do not know what Ghost Runner is. I think I've heard of it. It's like an action game, right? Where you kind of run and gun. I don't know much about it, honestly, and I don't have it right now. And actually don't intend on buying it. We'll switch to English if you don't mind. Let's start with my favorite kind of deck, which is Japanese AoE. It works quite nicely against stuff that is currently in the meta, especially artillery decks. Yeah. Otherwise, this is more of a fun deck. It's not very competitive, considering Last Right's nerf. I'm still salty about that one. I mean, understandable why it had to happen. 3D Katana 0. Yeah, I get it, I get it. I've seen Katana 0 gameplay. Haven't played it myself either, by the way. Looks like we can locate the enemy because the game is apparently dead. Oh no, we found someone. With the fancy card back, sorry. Every time I see Germany these days, I'm instantly thinking of draw denial or some other cancerous stuff, really. So this is this deck of mine is quite conceptual. First of all, as you may have noticed, it runs Crusader as an ally vehicle, which is a weird choice. You probably think. I think so too. It's not very good, but sometimes allows you to cycle through cards a little, which is always nice. That's what I was talking about. The freaking countermeasures. They're the absolute bane of me. Let's draw while we can. This is quite fortunate. Might not regain front line in the nearest future anymore. 2 credits for let's not do anything in mill, make him mill a little. I know it's a slow turn, but okay, I'm actually seeing a lot of yeah, anyways, there is our opportunity to drop something. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, I might overdraw myself. Well, if it's a mill, it's a mill. That's what I think. Hello, Lauren. I was planning on playing a different game, but it didn't run very well on the stream, so I switched back to good old cards. That's an interesting one. 3 credits probably means more an airstrike, probably my least favorite countermeasure. Yep, goodbye. It was actually alright, I don't mind. That discard, it was nice. So yeah, we're back to beautiful, isn't it? You love to see it, absolutely. What do I even do here? I mean, not enough for this kind of combo. We can kill him, right? But he will be at 26 health, and that is quite unacceptable for a burn deck that I'm running. We could just... no, we could not. Let's do this. Oh, not the naval power, please. So I guess I'll just chill. No, I have to play something, right? Yeah. I needed that naval power to hold his healing unit back a little. Yeah, CMs are not terribly fun, if you ask me. I mean, it's a mechanic, right? You can play around them, you can tech around them. Yeah, so far not very good. But then again, Germany probably means a slower game plan, so we will be able to... I don't really know what else. Let's just... You love to see another CM. Yeah, like Hearthstone, but Second World War. Precisely. Hey, this is my favorite part of a match against German. Draw denial or discard. The part where you just stop playing pretty much. Where they choke you. This is a night board to clear, right? Still sucks because he's at whole 18 more health. Yeah, I hate to see. And I'm out of draw. This is a draw heavy deck actually. Although it might not seem like it. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Just amazing. Well, I think that's game pretty much, unless I get really lucky on something. I don't even know what saves me here. No other choice than to go face pretty much, unless, yeah, really. Could try to slow him down here, but does that really matter, right? Let's try. Let's try to buy some time. Oh, whoa, sorry, I kind of slandered away from my cam. Beautiful, beautiful. Amazing. Well, that's it really. No way I can kind of come back from this absolutely terrible draw. And that's the thing. The more draw you add, the more... No, I structured that thought not the way I wanted it. No matter how much draw you add, it still ends up somewhere on the bottom of your deck. And again, I have even heavier draw center decks playing around the same game plan of drawing your entire deck and finishing the game with the last rights, but those don't have healing, and I see burn a lot lately, so I try to stick to the British ally. It's somewhat consistent. It's fun to play, I have to say, when you're not facing draw denial and countermeasures. And again, taking against them is so I don't know, niche. For example, healing can help you even in non-burn match, right? Even if you're just playing against any other sort of deck, healing can help you out as well. Anti-CM, anti-countermeasure cards like Imperial Strength, was it? No, it was something else. Yes, I think it was Imperial Strength. Oh, you'll have to see an RT deck, unless they kind of just steamroll us. We just need to hold on, anyways. Should be fine. Oh no, now this is bad. Now this is really bad. I did not want to play it on turn 1 because of Bloody Sickles, right? But seems like that was not a real threat in this case. It's a pretty explosive start from our opponent here. Now we just need to buy time, get rid of this Greyhound, draw into our... oh, that's great actually. Draw into our AoE cards, start clearing the board, while also damaging the headquarters. This is what I like about this deck, it kind of clears the board if it's sufficiently weak. No roll, would you believe that? Now we just need our AoE cards. Could try pinning, but we'll probably hold on until Crusader to start cycling through these cards. So yeah, a very tricky game plan to run in Crusader as your ally, because you're giving even less chance to kind of actually combo it with something. But it sometimes works, so I kind of don't mind it. So we have 2 damage. Oh, okay, looks like oh, okay. I was about to say strange move, but yeah, he had to discard a few nice orders there. Not sure why he was in such a hurry to... very aggressive, very aggressive. This is why healing matters a lot, right? In this kind of meta, really. Tempted to pin and heal a little. Just a little though, just a little. Let's threaten with another infantry since we have a few units to spare. Yeah, quite an explosive start, as I've already said, from our opponent, but if we keep getting nice draws, we should be fine. He's like really aggressive though, full on face. Oh, you'll have to see it. Could bite some more time, maybe we'll bait out even more units, but I mean, yeah, I only have 1 tour. After I use it, it will be just nothing. Do I get greedy here? This is the question. Let's say no. I've already died due to getting too greedy, right, and not clearing the board when I have an opportunity to. So let's just hope we'll finally get our draw cards, more of them. I guess we'll just try pinning them. I hate to say it, I hate to say it. I mean, you'll probably... I mean, this is for just 4 damage. This is his 3rd Katyusha, so we don't expect a lot more burst damage, right? I think I'll just drop this and chill. I mean, there should be some more healing in this deck, so I'm somewhat confident. Shit, sorry for kind of just backing away from the camera a bit. I'm kind of not used to it yet. Oh yes, yes. I don't see a lot of decks playing this, so I did not really anticipate it. Well, that's how you get punished, right? I mean, luckily we can still just do this, and hopefully chill. Shouldn't be the end of it, right? I have 2 more order damage planes, so I would love to see some of them as well. Man, he's really going through his deck. It's an annoying unit to deal with, unless you have several AoE cards at once, right? Wouldn't mind even just a Crusader around here, actually. Still 1 turn away from to the last man. But again, there are less radical options to deal with this board. I mean, it's not too strong, right? We just need order damage. Alright, oh, hey there. I mean, again, would have been better to have it earlier. Not a fan. I mean, I could have saved some credits to move him up, but again, I mean, we have this in case something goes really bad, right? Shouldn't be dead here, unless they run. I don't know. I mean, this actually threatens his backline a little. Too bad, too bad. Well, I'm not dead here actually. If I get my fortifications, we should be fine. So very good. Just go. Well, to the last meme. No need to actually, we can just clear it like this. Well, 1 health, I might wanna... Let's try keeping our guards around and just... Okay, this will fill our hand. If I get... I won't get it though. Alright, let's just do this then. I mean, he still should have 1 Blitz artillery, right? The Pincer Blitz one. So we're not entirely safe here, that's for sure. It's alright, it's alright. Again, just a little too late. Let's start bringing this up. I mean, there is no way we can deal with it. I mean, we'll just try buying some more time. We don't expect Blitz planes, so... Oh, we actually have... No, let's try and raise him at this point. Well, so there is that. Again, it sucks to see both of my fortifications on the bottom, but I guess that's how it goes sometimes. Not running 4 of them, obviously. No way, man. Alright, that was enough. Barely made it thanks to healing and ping cards. Again, pretty unlucky draw, I'd say. I've had better against decks like that, but it still manages to beat them due to AoE. I didn't get my Desperate Measures, didn't get my what was the other one? Palming rate, right? The other Japanese auto-include, as I would call it. Just really strong cards. Didn't get fortifications. Damn, that actually sucked a lot. Jesus. Well, happens again. But this is as much draw as I could have fitted in that deck. I mean, running Rising Suns in a control style of play deck is already quite risky, you would say. So this is in general a very strange blend of both aggressive and burn and control deck, I would say. Maybe I just haven't seen enough decks to consider this normal. But that's why I like it. It's quite different from a lot of stuff you see. But at the same time, right, Japanese AoE is nothing groundbreaking. It has always been around. Not the best hand, but can give us some time. Excuse me for a moment. Empire of the Sun. Yeah, that I used to run it in some older variations of this deck. Not sure why I don't do it anymore, but these days I'm kind of going for a cycle style of deck, so you kind of use a lot of small cards to draw your deck quickly and early. That's also important. But yeah, it has helped me out a few times, and especially against draw denial, right? It's a very strong tool if you don't have it discarded and if you have it at the right moment against the right unit. Like Panther A is a nice card. That's interesting. What does that imply? What kind of deck are we about to face? Soviet value or Soviet research deck? Maybe rampant research, this is what I'm thinking about. So something slower. Getting strange draws here, sadly. Hopefully he plays something with 2 attack here so we can reading. We will build a deck soon. I'd say after this game maybe. Try something new or expand or something old to make it more interesting. Kinda sucks, wouldn't want to waste a raiding brigade on that, but this is obviously something control-ish, I would say. Well, no, I don't have to play anything here, but I will regret this, but later. Whatever. Yes, a lot of Chinese players lately. I'm getting kind of used to them. Back in, what was it, fall of 2020, it was so weird seeing just every name being Chinese. Now they're just a part of our community. Can you believe that? Yeah. Oh, well, this is what I was talking about. So yeah, this is something value-ish, I would say. I mean, I'd rather save it for something more meaningful. What I'm afraid of is obviously KV1, the elite one. It's pretty bad. We just need to bite some... not enough. I wonder if... no, he won't overdraw here. Not like it's my game plan, but just... I will regret this again, but later. Haven't seen this tank a lot actually, the T61. Some people call it bad, some people call it pretty nice. I mean, we are expecting a lot of removals, so I guess, yeah, that counts as well. Well, I guess we don't mind that too much. After all, we have convoys. Actually, some board clear for once. I just need some credits actually. That's pretty bad though. That's pretty bad. Oh, another pretty annoying unit, but... Oh man, just too much draw. All 4 convoys in head. Could you believe this? Well, not much to do here besides going face. I mean, it is a burn deck after all, so it has to be aggressive when it can let itself to be. Oh well, pretty nice roll, isn't it? Alright, we have to get them down to 2 health or so. Okay, this is actually pretty nice. I mean, it would make kind of make sense to attack here and save for big AoE turn, but it will be too obvious. We're probably going to see we can do it, maybe some other stuff. We can handle it, I'm sure. We have healing, we have draw. Should be fine. Should be alright. Not too scary. Oh, that's actually pretty bad. That's 3 health. I'm not... Oh, I have 8 credits. I have kind of forgotten that. Yeah, this is a pretty late game stage already, so we can just clear everything. I mean, he's getting Hellcat back, right? That's pretty bad, but we can deal with no problem. Sucks to lose a plane, but again, it never sticks really. If it does stick, you pretty much win the game. This is what I was talking about. This is why we needed... what was it? You know what it was. I mean, we could start drawing and kind of ignore the problem. But obviously, go away. This is pretty nice actually. I mean, let's draw while we can. Oh, there it is. Too bad it came in so late, but I mean, we're kind of fine still. It took 8 health, but it got more. We'll be fine. Oh, I forgot about T-34. Yeah, right. Not seeing my guards, by the way. A bit of a shame. A bit of a shame. Probably not making through this one unless we get like really lucky on draws, which seem to be quite nice. Something is shaping up here. This Crusader is dying as well, but again, just trying to get some draw. I mean, getting a guard is nice, and we are almost through our deck. I mean, this is a board clearing combo, isn't it? Sadly, he hasn't developed too much his board. Oh, well. We don't want him to heal, so I guess I will try dropping a guard and hope. Alright, dog, goodbye. You have a nice day, friend. Tempted. Honestly, I'm a little tempted to just... Let's bite some more time. Let's hope that we are not dead here. We probably are. I mean, not dead, but I mean, like, in a very tough spot. Oh yeah, it's a new one. Oh, this is why I shouldn't have gotten too greedy here, right? Actually, 14 health is not too much. We'll leave, right? I've seen worse. Okay, actually pinning won't matter here if he has a Hellcat or something like that. I shouldn't have put this down actually, now that I think of it. My plan was to heal up a little and yeah. By the way, what can you do? For now, let's just do this. Hellcat is lethal here, right? What else is in a deck like that, I mean. Another T-34. Yes, fine actually. Relatively fine. That could be a problem. A very interesting actually problem, but... So we came to the last man here, we have to kind of start clearing it like that, and then hope we... Actually, I'm not sure what we can hope for here. Tough spot here. Not sure what else. Yeah, or that. Yeah, sadly, that's a lethal. So yeah, it obviously loses to more control-oriented decks because usually not control, obviously, more just pretty big unit decks. You don't see too many of them, but they exist and they counter this deck pretty hard. Oh, another very conceptual deck I've been tinkering around with is Japanese, Italian self-bounce. An old idea, which I decided to revisit after these new Catalyst cards. Yeah, and regarding V1, it was actually updated recently. The sound, I mean, was updated from an incorrect one to like a rocket kind of engine sound. So pretty much you use the Italian L6 to bounce some neat deployment units back into your hand and to get a chance to reuse them. It also has some AoE themes because I couldn't avoid it in a Japanese deck. Just I like AoE too much, I would say. Let's draw for now. So in the late game it is also able to clear the boards with order damage and AoE orders. Okay. You don't see a lot of natural, I would say, right, from the people anymore. And we kind of want to keep this one in our backline. It's an interesting one. So what does this imply? An artillery deck? Oh, kind of sucks. Well, anyways, the idea here is to keep these units in the backline, so next turn we can send them back. But the problem here is the issue of hand space, honestly. So yeah, we're not getting that one back, sadly. Because, I mean, Deadly Duty gives you 2 more cards, right? I mean, we could start just this and hopefully saving a little here, but we'll probably overdraw as well, right? Oh no, actually. At 9 we can just save this. I mean, again, a very dangerous play, and this game plan is quite tricky and it's not competitive at all, not good. But sometimes when the cards when the cards are right, it's pretty nice to just start drawing a lot of units. This draws me 2, right? So we kind of want to like this. Oh, these cards are pretty nice to. Oh right, I don't have. Terrible. Again, hand space is just a huge issue and a big detriment to this deck. But it's fine. We do mill here, but not too much, I'd say. Yeah, we'll finally with this one, right? We could actually no. Let's wait on this one, right? So I mean, it draws quite a bit, right? I mean, this is a nice source of draw, obviously. Daily duties give you some cards, Rising Sun does. Okay, I would have loved some AoE here, but we're just not getting it, sadly. Okay, this will probably flood my hand, right? With cards. Yeah, again, another issue. Yet again, I mean, we see the old issue of hand space being an issue. Being a problem, sorry. Kind of thinking. Well, pretty much that's how it goes, sadly, and nothing you can really do about it. So we just hope you don't mill the good cards, and that one was a good card actually. But redeploying units is quite nice here to just pin and destroy them, for example, draw cards. I mean, even this one, I mean, it's still bad, don't get me wrong, but it has its uses, right? You can bounce it back to your hand and destroy another unit if it is in support line, which kind of sucks in itself. I mean, there you go. It's no longer. Oh, we can actually remove it. Not sure. Oh, again another card that sucks to kind of just lose here. We're milling again, right? Yeah. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's not really a meme deck because it doesn't do anything exceptionally funny, I would say, but it's certainly not a serious one. Oh, that's a shame. I'm not gonna be able to do anything here. Yeah, not enough AoE. Let's just chill then, I'd say. Just chill for a moment. We are nearing the end of our deck and we still have our order damage. And the cap on our OTK potential is around 16 damage, I would say. This probably draws nothing. Oh, yeah, right, it stopped drawing last turn. So now we just wait until we can do the big last rights play, I would say. I mean, we could shuffle now, but no, let's try holding on for now. Though I am out of draws, so maybe it would be a good idea to just... Okay. He doesn't know. Oh, that's very nice. I didn't expect us to have so much draw still in our deck. Down to 2 cards, so we can do it next turn or so, I'd say. We are running out of removal though. Not counting AoE. They are low on cards though. So wouldn't wanna hurry too much, but seems like it's working. We almost have it, right? We can still pin this guy. We can do last rights. We can drop a bomber here. We can apply some pressure here, like this. Like this. We still have another one, I mean, for the actual damage phase. Almost there, I'd say. I dare to say. Should be fine. I will wait this turn because we still have one non-kamikaze card, so we want to have 2 in our hand when we go for the OTK. I mean, it's not an OTK if the HQ is at 10 health, but alright. I will nuke him just because he said oops earlier. I apologize if that makes anyone angry. Don't do that usually, but I mean, you saw it, it was an oops, come on, I had to retaliate somehow. Enough. So there is that another thing you can try doing with Italy. Again, I've seen more Italy, but usually it's because of the Mare Nostrum order. It has other different, fun tools to play around, I'd say. I think he started it alright. I was only responding to a taunt from him. Hold on. So yeah, I wanted to build a deck, but I've already forgotten what kind of deck I wanted to construct. Let's see what we have around here. Oh right, one deck I haven't showed to you yet. It's a new one, yes, Soviet Germany. So you all know that the Pincer Fury unit that has been added recently allows for a lot of burst damage, right? But more importantly for me, it allows for cheap OTKs with, for example, Katyusha, which is exactly what this deck is. It's I would say unnecessary challenging because I've only included 2 units in it, and all the other cards are just control stuff. So it's Germany. Could be aggro, but we'll keep like this. So the idea is pretty simple. You drop a Katyusha, you give it Fury, you give it a few final pushes, and you can deal, I think it was, yeah, exactly 20 damage at sorry, at 3, I think, final pushes, right? Yeah, 10 attack. Not sure what it is yet. Could drop a mobile defense, but it's pretty much countered by what is it countered by? Eagle Claws, yeah, right. Have been taking breaks from cards, and it shows really. Forgetting card names at this point. I've seen Eagle Claws being played for some time. Okay, so it has to be something control-ish, right? Now we chill. Now we chill for a bit. Again, if this deck has countermeasures, we're pretty much screwed because there is no way we can go through them. We don't have the units to actually bait them out, right? So that's a bit of a shame. At 5 credits, what do we expect? We might expect a wolf pack here. Or that this actually surprisingly does not break the combo completely, because we have actually, oh no, we don't have that much spare credits, I think. So it's 2 for Katyusha, 2 credits to attack twice with it. That's 6 with Pincer Fury, 6, 9, 12. Also we are 1 credit short now after the buff. So I guess we could as well just concede here, because no, we can use 1 expensive final push and 2 other ones if we draw them. So there is still a little chance, but seeing as it's a control deck, probably discard and other unpleasant stuff, it's probably... Well, yeah, and the U-boat that discards 3 cards will probably hurt as well. Not sure there is much I can do here. Quite unfortunate. Unless I get, I don't really know, lucky draws or something. This deck has draws, obviously, like this. We'll do that one. But well, I think we're pretty much doomed once these cards start coming in. And I do expect some sort of discard here, apart from the U-boat, of course. That's actually painful as well. I don't think we can deal with that in any way. So let's see, it's pretty much game. Convoy is a nice thing to have if you haven't drawn your units yet. Now I probably should have gone for the sudden strike here. Yeah, we are probably getting both this turn, so again, it's a very niche deck. It works only under certain circumstances. If your opponent is not burn, not burst damage, not I don't know, not this, not control, right? Doesn't heal because again the damage cap is 20. But when it works, it's quite fun. Sorry, I was able to beat Oli once with it. We met on the ladder some time ago. So it's fun, but not very good, and suffers from a lot, which sometimes takes away the fun, actually. And what is it? This deck? Oh, right. This I built this one when Catalyst just came out, so it's like my day one aggressive Pincer Fury sort of deck. It didn't work well at all, actually. But yet I forgot what I wanted to build. It was something with Japan, but what? I don't know. Well, anyways, I like Japan a lot as a nation. This is my Soviet Alpine deck. Let's see if I have anything else left to showcase. That's the Italian gimmick we've already tried. What is this one? It's very weird top deck burn. Oh, this is actually a very I wouldn't say interesting deck, but well, it's experimental. It has experimental flight, and it's again aimed to draw our entire deck, but often it goes too hard on the drawing part and you start overdrawing, so it still needs some tweaking from me. Not sure why I'm not doing them, just haven't had the time. Every time I just go in with this half-assed unfinished version of it, but hey, when the draw is good, as you can see, it can be quite interesting. So we have a lot of draw in our hand if everything goes right. Alright. Interesting. I am always expecting the cavalry on turn 1, but this man has a different game plan in his head. Special delivery is a weird thing. It most often doesn't work because it still has a lot of cheap. Oh, I get what kind of deck this is. It's nothing aggressive, obviously, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine, I'm sure. 1, 2, 3. Drop a guy. Again, I run AoE here in hopes of when I get these order damage planes from experimental flight. So I just can't stop using Japanese AoE, even if the deck is not about it. Soviets. Did not expect that one, honestly. Can't combine these, sadly. I see the game plan now. I actually don't think I have anything to kind of counter it. I mean, hard remove. Maybe one carrier cover actually. That one could save us. Maybe he has more counter offensives. That's quite a possibility, right? That's that. Well, again, quite an unfortunate turn of events. AoE doesn't. Oh, that's interesting. Doesn't help too much here. Alright, let's try this. This into that, into this. Actually, quite a nice way it all ended. Could actually pay special delivery after I use this one. Well, yeah, again, these don't synergize with each other very well because this is a combo piece which you wanna hold in your hand for some time. and this is something you wanna drop as soon as possible. So a very weird combination of cards, but I like testing them out in such weird, unlikely pairs. Well, again, it has no healing, so we are probably dead to next Akita or Maito regiment. So yeah, sadly, or that obviously works. Sadly, a lot of these decks really require you to have healing in them, and the most accessible healing is Britain, of course. So sadly, I suffer a lot in this meta. So it's either discard that discards your combo pieces, or burn that forces you to run British ally, which is really a sad story. This is pretty much why I no longer visit cards as often as I maybe have liked. We'll play one more game actually, and then I'll sign off. I think it was a pretty miserable experience, I'm sure. At least it was for me. But we'll play good old French Mobilize deck. I mean, it has healing, right? So should work. USA. Terrible. It is kind of safe to play turn 1-0-1 against USA, but then again, if it's an artillery deck, you probably can expect a bloody sequel, right? Which sucks. Which sucks. I'll still gamble. I'll still try to, because this deck can actually win quite early if it manages to grow the 0-1 sufficiently. Yeah, I would have loved a pin card here actually, but yeah, we don't have that. Okay, let's take the front line. I mean, if initial aggression doesn't work out, this deck changes its game plan to a Commonwealth win. A little too early for raid, I know, but yeah, getting a little desperate here because of the weirds. Oh well. I don't want to drop it because we have an interaction with the plane later on. So yeah, if aggression doesn't work, it goes turtle mode pretty much. What is this supposed to be? Well, again, the plane never sticks, but then again, I don't think there is really. Well, we'll put it this way: if the plane sticks, we keep playing. If it doesn't, whatever. Fuck it. Terrible stream. Thanks for coming, and all that mess. Now I can come with him. I mean, we could still try maybe, right? Because carpet bombing is pretty interesting here, and we still have 2 more of those planes in the deck, so maybe. I mean, Phony War saves me a little. The madman. The madman. Not sure what this helps me achieve, but I guess. It's a very tough dilemma actually, because I want to kill a lot of these things, but and I also need to put him below 20 health. So my oh, there it is actually. So my Commonwealth can give us a victory here. Maybe we could carpet bombing on a single tank. I don't know. Sucks. Sucks. Again, a very desperate move, but I'm. Oh yeah, I forgot I only have 8 credits. That's a shame actually. Yeah, for some reason I assumed I would be able to attack and put him to 20 and pretty much turtle from there. So wait, I forgot what this deck was actually. Was it? Well, hey, too bad we can pin right now, but well. Oh, I should have positioned better. Did not expect these guys to pop. Well, sad match really. I should be making more competitive decks, honestly. Instead of complaining how oops, let's trap this one and I see him. Maybe he will buy into something, I don't really know. Now that I think of it, what is this deck even? I don't know. Oh yeah, this is the one. So it's just big units? I don't know. Getting very desperate here, as you can see. If we see Phony War here, that would actually be pretty fun. That would be a cool turn to just refill my hand, heal up a little. But again, I don't think we can expect anything like that. So it's ramp, okay, it was ramp that got black watched and therefore went a bit slower than it usually does, right? Hey. Terrible. Just not seeing my Phony Wars. Very sad. No, this does nothing right now. 18 cards. I'm still trying to weigh my options here. If not, never mind. Really. Alright. Oh, again, I run these precisely to stop something like a Black Watch or something, but sadly, the timing on these sometimes is just terrible. Don't know, just a pretty unfortunate day, I'd say. I can go out on a defeat, I think, so I'll play the most consistent thing I have to hopefully leave in a slightly better mood than I'm right now. Good old British AoE. You remember the old Japanese British AoE decks, right? The one that used to just pin everything. I never played them myself, but those were pretty annoying apparently. That was pretty much the only brief period when when a lot of those cards just worked, right? So it's Imperial Decree, the nerfed one, a lot of stuff. I mean, right now they are still seen in what? In Resistance, right? But that one is actually dying as well. So not a lot. You don't see a lot of AoE, it seems like. A bit of a shame, really. Should have played Commonwealth. Made little sense because I just wouldn't have been able to withstand the pressure, really. Commonwealth was my only win con, let's say. In the later game, your mobilized units, the small ones that I run at least, they just cannot compete with the with your opponent's deck. Really. This guy likes to emote apparently. But you don't really want to leave these guys to stick, right? I mean, you know how those air decks win by buffing smaller air units. I mean, we have a nice turn on 6, but it seems like we need to hurry up. Yeah, this is probably... I'll have to pass here, but we'll see how this goes. It's probably something explosive, right? Like close air support on the bomber, albacore. Spanish infantry can compete. Oh, well, I mean, I won't say you're wrong at the time, right? Because, well, I mean, there are different scenarios. Maybe we could have drained him of his resources, right? Or something like that. I don't know. Oh, so that's how it goes. Oh, I'm overdrawing. What a shame. Alright, let's chill for a moment. It's still not as pressing as I would have, as I have anticipated. But losing to the last man is obviously a pretty big loss, right? And I'm still waiting for him to kind of invest in the board. Had a mountain deck, well, so have I. 10, 20, it's obviously possible under certain circumstances, but again, I can't believe a ramp deck not being able to deal with a big threat, pretty much, right? Oh, this is actually... wow, this was a surprisingly slow turn. I guess he did not expect me to have anything, really. So we do this, and we draw. Could have gone worse. See. Yeah. Can guard up sadly, but well, what can you do? Just trying to be aggressive and stuff. So is this a Spitfire deck or what? Because it looked like air at first, but air usually likes to buff its units sooner or later. Maybe they just didn't get the buffs. Big place from our opponent here. You know, I think I'll just do this. So yeah, my argument is in the later game it is too easy to deal with the infantry, even if it's big, especially for a deck like Commonwealth. So it is a Spitfire deck. I'm a little confused here, since you know. I don't need Crusader here. We'll just draw naturally. That's actually quite nice, but I'll try to hold. Again, could say I'm getting too greedy, but honestly, I'm kind of low on options here. We could expect a big buff from him somehow. I don't know. Nurses, right? If it's a US ally. Have you seen their ally? So yeah, it's something big, obviously. I mean, we have something to counter this somewhat, right? Yeah. So should be... oh, he can attack with everything right now. Well, we still live because we have a lot of healing again. Something very... oh, I overdraw. That's a shame. It's quite important for a long-term game to have some sort of healing, right? Now I have slightly less healing. Let's not pin it just yet and simply draw, let's see. Bad draw. It's obviously not over for him yet, but we have some stall options. Oh, so it's Japanese ally. I see. He has 5 more. 5 leftover credits, I mean. So it's probably something like a countermeasure? No. I love cycle decks, just emptying your own deck. Beautiful. Great sensation. Sadly, we're running out of removal here. Would have nice to have to the last man, right? But shameful. Well, we are clearing it, right, with 2 Taurus, obviously. Unless it's actually, yeah, unless it's Ultra. That one we hit, but it was not an ultra. Very great. So it's pretty much lethal next turn, even without last rites. This is why you carry healing in slow decks. There's too much burn around. I'll prepare my lol noob because he's been emoting me throughout the game. I mean, once or twice, right? Still too much in my book, honestly. Now we can finish. Now I've had enough of this. Well, anyways, thanks a lot for coming, those who have come. Thank you, Lauren, for chatting. Well, again, I do not believe Mobilize can compete in the late game unless it's tweaked specifically to go into the late game as a fighting force. My deck wasn't, so I guess this was your line of thought, right? You probably have a deck that kind of focuses on Mobilize growing and be competitive. I just honestly win with Commonwealth. Or don't and cry and close cards. Well, anyways, was a pretty nice stream considering what has happened during it. But well, again, thanks a lot for coming. Yep, goodbye everyone. Do I just stop the stream or do I have to go